I have not worn underwear in 3 weeks. Welcome to the Apocalypse with Daddy. Today we will be testing out Luminous Broodmoth in Modern, which says, whenever our creatures without flying die, they return to the battlefield with flying. The ability is really strong, however, it does cost 4 mana, which is a lot for Modern. So the question we're going to answer in today's video, is this card too slow for Modern? To answer that question, we will be testing out Broodmoth in white-black zombies. It is a really great fit because not only can we vial in the Broodmoth at instant speed, but we can also sacrifice at instant speed. For that, we have 1 Viscera Seer and 4 Feeder. Feeder is better because it is a zombie, and it is also very good because we have a lot of death abilities. With Undead Augur, when a zombie of ours dies, we lose 1 life and draw a card. We also have Relentless Dead. It has Menace, and when it dies, we can pay 1 to return it to hand, and we can pay extra to reanimate a zombie. Now, for the coolest card in the deck, we have Messenger. When it enters, our opponent loses 2 life, but more importantly, it has Undying. That means when it dies, if it had no 1/1 counter on it, it returns with a 1/1 counter. And that also means it goes infinite with Broodmoth. We sacrifice the first time and it comes back with a 1/1 counter. But when we sacrifice the second time, it comes back with flying. We do that on a loop until our opponent dies from life lost. It is most gangster. But if we don't get the Messenger, we can also go infinite with the Goblin. Just like with Undying, we alternate the -1 counters with flying, bringing it back infinitely. With that, we can give Feeder infinite 1/1 counters, but we can also win using Servant. It says whenever another zombie enters the battlefield under our control, we drain our opponent for 1. Because Putrid Goblin is a zombie, that will win us the game. But that is not all. We also have Gravecrawler. As long as we control a zombie, we can recast Gravecrawler from graveyard. So we can sacrifice, recast, and that doubles with Broodmoth. But that is not all. We also have Tidehollow Sculler. When it enters, we exile a card from our opponent's hand. And when it dies, our opponent gets a card back, but if we immediately sacrifice it when it enters the battlefield, our opponent's card will be exiled permanently. And it also works very well with Broodmoth. Lastly, we have Murderous Rider, which can kill a creature or a planeswalker, and it happens to be a zombie. That is the deck, and it's almost time for the gameplay. Here are today's winners for the free deck box giveaway. If you would like a chance to win one of Daddy's free deck boxes as well, all you gotta do is be subscribed and interact with people in the comments below. But without further ado, here's the gameplay, and I hope you enjoy. Opening hand, 3 lands, some little dudes. Yeah, we'll keep. Start with the Gravecrawler and pass back. When it plays land and passes back, we pull land, swing in for 2. They go to 18, and then we'll play a Gravecrawler and a Seer. Our opponent plays Master of Trident. Another land, meh. Alrighty, swing for 4. Sack the Gravecrawler to Seer. Vial on top, no. Recast Gravecrawler. Sack and scry again. Land, no. Let's try this again. Tidehollow on top, sure. Recast the Gravecrawler and pass back. What the hell is she? They're passing back? Very suspicious. Okay, let's give it a shot. Cast the Moth. Hooray, it hits. Now swing with the Gravecrawlers. Oh no, they're trying to disable our Mothra so that they can block our dudes. That means they won't come back from graveyard, huh? Alright, I think we gotta do what my mama should have done to me. Time to abort. Sacrifice Gravecrawler, trigger. Augur on top, sure. Gravecrawler comes back with flying, sacrifice the other one. That also gets flying, this gets tapped down, and then it's back to our opponent. Opponent plays another Lord. Maybe swinging in, we'll block like this, and then sack the Seer to bring it back, but then it's back to us. Okay, let's Tidehollow. Look at our opponent's hand. Let's see here. I guess we gotta take the Brazen. Yeah, hit them for 8 in the air. Finish up with the Augur and pass back. Opponent plays a Mistbinder. Opponent swings in, use both the chump, double sack to scry, and our opponent concedes. Okay. We would have scryed 2, drawn 2, and got another card from their hand. That was a pretty good start. Now it's on to the next game. Opening hand seems okay, so we'll keep. Start with Feeder. Opponent plays Speaker. And now we'll go Tidehollow. Interesting. 3 Brazens and 2 Lords. We'll take Lord of Atlantis. But then it's back to our opponent. Opponent plays Mistbinder. Hits us for 3. And it's back to us. Another Tidehollow. Okay. Play the Tidehollow. Grab a Brazen. And back to our opponent. Our opponent be swinging for 3. Sure, we'll take it. But then they pass back. Full land. Shock. Attempt to cast the Moth. Moth hits. Okay. But now the issue is they could bounce the Moth with the Brazen. Yeah, opponent be bouncing the Moth. So in response, let's sack and return both of our Tidehollows. Yeah, this is a tough situation. I guess we gotta take both Brazens. And you know, I think at this point, it's better to just sack the Moth. Let the Brazen fizzle, yeah. And now it'll be back to our opponent. Opponent plays and sacks a Grove. They play a Lord. And it's a tough call here, but I think we got a double block. Yeah, this is not a good situation. But if they get the Brazen back in hand, they'll bounce the Feeder. Crap, I guess we gotta say no blocks here. Go to 2. And nope, that won't do it. So we're on to the next game. Opening hand seems pretty fast, so we'll keep. Start with the Vial. And our opponent copied us. They're playing a Vial as well. Okay, play a Servant. And it's back to our opponent. Opponent plays a Master of Trident. And on their end step with Vial and a Gravecrawler. We pull a Courtyard. Okay. Play the Feeder. Swing for 2. And now it's time to have some fun. Sack the Gravecrawler. Recast the Gravecrawler. And then 1 more time. And then it's back to our opponent. Opponent plays Mistbinder. Swings for 3. You'll take it. And then it's back to us. Land meh. Let's go ahead and play the Moth. What is these? Trickster. Tapping down the Feeder. Sure. But now we have to pass back. Oh no. Opponent plays 2 more Lords. Meh. Okay. Opponent swings for 16. If they have another Lord, it's another 3. You know, I don't think we need to block here. We'll just take the damage. Then opponent passes back. Okay. And off the top, I think we have it here. As long as we keep Servant and Moth alive, here's what we'll do. Sack the Gravecrawler to Feeder. Moth brings it back with flying. Servant triggers, but now sack again. This time Moth does not bring it back, but we'll cast from graveyard. Servant triggers again. An extra land here. Then sack again. More life loss for our opponent. And after many sacks later, it's time to swing for lethal in the air. And with that, our opponent concedes. Yay! That was quite enjoyable. Now it's on to the next match. Opening hand, this is amazing. We'll keep. Oh, opponent has a gemstone. How interesting. Play Violin, pass back. Opponent plays Sylvan Scrying, grabbing Power Plant, and then back on our turn, it's time for fun times. Play Tidehollow. And oh, this is kind of tricky here. We'll grab the star, but then pass back. Meh, opponent drew another star. Cracks to play a map, and their sphere. And a turn Vial in the feeder. And alright, another land. Swing for 3. Player land and pass back. Opponent cracks a map. They crack the sphere, but then they pass back. Okay, Vial and Relentless Dead. But now it's Moth time. Play a land, then play the Moth. Swing for 5. Pass back to them, but after they've drawn, let's do this. Sacrifice Tidehollow to the feeder. The Moth brings it back. Hooray! Uh-oh, stinky. This isn't good. They can Oblivion Stone Ugin or even play the Emrakul this turn. I think we lose no matter what here. We'll have to take Ugin. Yeah, Oblivion Stone will do it here. They'll get back the Ugin. Yep, so it's on to the next game. Opening hand, this seems alright, so we'll keep. Play the Vial, pass back. Opponent begins a sphere. And nice, a Tidehollow. Play the Tidehollow. Huh, this is a tough one. We don't want them hitting the 3rd Tron land, so we're gonna have to take the Scrying here. Opponent cracks the sphere and plays Ancient Stirrings. Okay. Grabbing Karn. Plays the sphere and then passes back. Full feeder, so here's what we'll do. Swing for 2, and then Violent Servant. Play feeder. Back to our opponent. And opponent has exile a card in hand. Urg. We really need an extra land here. Meh. Unfortunately, we gotta exile Mothra, and then it's back to us. You're not a land. This will be pretty ghetto, but here's what we'll do. Play the Goblin, and then sack the Goblin twice. That's 7 damage there, and then Violent Messenger. Sack the Messenger. Sack the Messenger again. And with 9 damage here, that's lethal. How nice. So it's on to the next game. Opening hand, I suppose this is good, so we'll keep. Start with Gravecrawler. Opponent plays Expedition Map. Swing for 2. Plays Shrine, Relentless Dead, and pass back. Oh, next turn opponent's gonna have Tron active. That isn't too good. Okay, swing for 4. Then play Feeder and a second Gravecrawler. Opponent plays Chromatic Star and an Ancient Stirrings, grabbing a Mine, and then playing Oblivion Stone. Okay, that does make things tricky here, so here's what we'll do. Swing for 7, but then pass back. Oh, and opponent plays Ugin to try and exile our creatures, but we'll sack everything to the Feeder, including Feeder, and then pay 1 to return Relentless Dead to hand, but we will not bring anything back from graveyard because we'll get exiled with Ugin. Dang, this isn't good. I suppose we'll just Aether Vial here, and then pass back. Opponent deals 3 to us with Ugin, and then passes back, but that isn't good either, so we're gonna have to pass back again. Opponent puts a counter on Ugin. They deal another 3 to us before passing back. And finally, a land. So might as well kill Ugin. Now let's see if we can get the Oblivion Stone to go off. We'll Vial in the Tidehollow. Looking at our opponent's hand. Well, this is a pile of duty. We'll just take the sphere. Will that be enough to get Oblivion Stone going? And they do fire it now. I guess they really wanted their sphere back. Opponent cracks it, and then they cast Stirrings. Oh, and then they play Wormcoil. That's not good. We do hit a 4th land, but not the one we want. In that case, we'll have to go with the Rider. For now, pass back. Opponent will be swinging in, but we'll send him to Jesus. Now I just gotta worry about the tokens. Oh, opponent plays a star, cracks it. Opponent plays Stirrings. Oh, and opponent grabs Karn. Oh no, but they play Big Karn, killing our land. Yep, that's gonna do it. So it's on to the next match. Opening hand seems alright, so we'll keep. Start with the Gravecrawler. We take 1 from Monastery, and then back on our turn we pull Feeder. We shall hit our opponent for 2. Play these 2 hoes and pass back. Oh, and opponent Searing Blazes our Feeder. Okay. We take 2 from Monastery and it's back to us. Pull a Putrid Goblin. Swing for 4. Play Goblin and pass back. Opponent swings in, we'll block, and then they bolt us to save the Monastery. Opponent suspends Riftbolt and it's back to us. Full land, but the Messenger comes to play tap, so we can't block our opponent next turn. 4 cards in hand. Yeah, we're in a bad situation. But the Gravecrawlers can't block, so we'll have to attack and play the Messenger, putting them at 5 and then back to them. Riftbolt fires, Lightning Bolt, and Scare the Critic. So our opponent got this one. Now it's on to the next game. Opening hand, 1 land hand, but we have a Vial, so we'll keep. Opponent starts with the Goblin Guide, swamp off the top. So play a Servant, Vial and Gravecrawler, and it's back to our opponent. Oh, an opponent Searing Blazes the Servant. Okay. You take another 2. Messenger off the top. Alright, swing for 2, but then it's back to our opponent. Opponent be swinging in. Tidehollow on top, so let's Vial and Augur. Block the guide, and then Riftbolt suspended. Okidoki, let's play Tidehollow. In response, opponent bolts us directly, sure. Oh boy. Next turn will be Riftbolt, double Skewer for lethal. But even if we take a Skewer, they'd go Monastery, second Skewer, force us to block, and yeah, that'll be lethal in the next turn. So our opponent has us here. But now it's on to the next match. Opening hand, no Vial, but I suppose we can keep. Opponent starts with Noble, and now we'll Tidehollow. Let's see here. Ooh. Champion, Thalia's Lieutenant, and the Mantis Rider are all problems. It'll be a while before we get the Moth out, block the Rider, so I guess we gotta take the Rider here, and pass back. And Kite Sail Freebooter, but guess what? We've got nothing! Hooray! But not too much hooray, because we don't draw another land. Okay, I guess we gotta play the Servant here, but now it's back to our opponent. Opponent plays another Champion, and Lieutenant buffs all them dudes. We take 7. This isn't good. And yep, we're not coming back from this one, so we're on to the next game. Opening hand, a little too slow here, so we're gonna have to mull. And yeah, we'll keep this. Start with the Gravecrawler, and opponent starts with Champion. Okay, here's what we'll do. Swing with the Gravecrawler, and then play Tidehollow. Those Mantis Riders are quite annoying. I think for now we gotta take the Champion to slow them down. Yeah, we'll do that. Oh, and the opponent top decks a Lieutenant. Oh, we take 3. We really gotta race our opponent here. We'll swing in for 4, then play Servant, and we'll try and survive. Opponent plays Rider. We take 9. We're in a tough spot here, but play the Goblin. Hit them down to 6, and by some miracle can we survive survive this? Actually, wait, no, we can't, because they have the red human in hand. Shoot. Yeah, that'll do it. We'll go to 5, and no matter how we block here, we take lethal. So what do we make of these results? Well, there were some good moments, but the Moth was quite slow. And in a modern metagame that is super fast at the moment, our deck felt a little out of place. Our opponents were so fast that we didn't even get to see any infinite combos. And as disappointing as that is, I always want my videos to be honest and an accurate representation of how a deck performs. And today the Broodmoth just happened to be too slow. I think more than likely, we will see Broodmoth appear in some Aether Vial decks in Modern, but long term I think Pioneer is a better home for Broodmoth. The Pioneer metagame is significantly slower, and there are a handful of decks that Broodmoth can fit into. But with that, we wrap up this video. There will be a lot more Ikoria videos coming very soon, so be sure to subscribe. And don't forget, if you comment down below, you could win one of Daddy's free hand-painted deck boxes. But that is all for now, and as always, I hope you have a great day.